Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Today we have a battle against Al. He is a friend and fan of the channel, very strong and experienced competitive battler as well, and we've battled him a number of times over the years here, and this is actually our 6th match here on Scarlet and Violet. So we'll go ahead and get the game on its way. He usually always brings some pretty strong and original teams to battle. And so, yeah, looks like today is going to be no exception. So, as you can see, I am using the same team that I was using in the last game. So, what do I want to lead with here in this one? This could certainly go one of a couple of different ways here. What do we want to do? Yeah, this could go one of a couple of different ways. I think we'll go ahead and... this is actually a pretty tough decision. We'll go ahead and lead with the Milotic. I think we'll give that a shot. And we'll see how that works out. Either very well or very poorly. One or the other. But we're going to find out. Alright. So, there he is. And he is going to lead with the Empoleon as we lead with the Milotic. So that is not too good for us, unfortunately. Not really much we can do to this thing, as it does resist all of our attacking moves. So yeah, this is definitely not the matchup we want to be in here. I think our best switch to this thing is probably going to be the Hisuian Decidueye. I think that's our best possible switch. So we're just going to go straight for it. Unfortunately, we don't have great answers to Empoleon on this team, so we'll just try to have to kind of see what we can do. But yeah, we'll go ahead and switch in with the Hisuian Decidueye. It really is our best bet, as he does go for the Stealth Rock, get that entry hazard up on us, which is unfortunate. We do have ways to get rid of that, but definitely could be a nuisance until we manage to do so. So in this situation, we have a little bit of a choice to make. I don't feel like he stays in on this matchup. He does have a number of good switches to us here. Namely the Zapdos, obviously. So I feel like he definitely doesn't stay in here. I feel like he probably goes into the Zapdos if I had to guess. I kind of want to get into the Wheezing so we can defog the hazards away. So I think we're actually going to make a double switch. I feel like, yeah, we'll make a double switch into Wheezing and see what he wants to do. I feel like he doesn't stay in here, as he does in fact switch. So if he switches into the Zapdos, that's kind of alright. Yep, there's the Zapdos. So we can't really do much to Zapdos, unfortunately, with Hisuian Decidueye, but with Wheezing we can at least get a defog off if we want to. So there's the Wheezing. We do take the Stealth Rock damage, and then we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. Now, I kind of do want to defog because he very well could switch here, and he does obviously have quite a few good switches into the Wheezing, namely the Empoleon once again, although we'll kind of just be going round in circles if that's the case, because then he could just reset the Stealth Rock and, you know. So, yeah, I feel like probably defog is the best play. We could try to get some damage on something, but he does have a lot of switches, and unfortunately his team just looks like it matches pretty well against ours on paper, which at least, you know, some of our threats. But yeah, we'll just defog the rocks and see what he wants to do. He does go for a Hurricane, and he actually connects, which is really unfortunate. Almost enough to take us out, which is even more unfortunate. So we are going to go ahead and defog the hazards away, which is something. And then we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So there is a chance that could be Specs damage on that thing. There is definitely that possibility. So the question now is, I do have a switch to to a flying move in the form of an X4 resistance on the Iron Thorns. The only problem is when we bring the Iron Thorns in, we're going to pop our booster energy, so we're kind of like, we'll just be all in with Iron Thorns at that point. I'm in a way okay with losing Galarian Weezing if that allows us to get rid of, if that allows us to further scout here. So I think what we will do is we'll just actually, I feel like we stay in and we maybe Fire Blast, because he could switch here, and then he might reveal if he's choice or not. So let's Fire Blast and see what he wants to do. So he goes Thunderbolt, so he's actually not choice, and that does take the Weezing out, so that's unfortunate. We are going to lose Weezing there, and we are going to go down to 5, so that kind of sucks. The only good news about this situation is that it does leave us an opening to go into the Iron Thorns, and I feel like this thing can't have an attack for us, so we are going to go into Iron Thorns here. I think it's now or never with Iron Thorns. So we're going to come in with Iron Thorns. We're going to go ahead and pop our booster energy, Cork Drive activated to get an attack increase. And in this situation, I know it's premature to set up because we haven't really done much of anything to his team, but we're going to Dragon Dance. That's the plan. I feel like he switches out here. If he doesn't, there's really not, outside of Terra, there's not much that this thing can do to us. So hopefully he doesn't go like Terra Ground, but no, he just goes for a Volt Switch. So that does do some chip damage to us, not a ton, and it does give him the pivot. So what he wants to come in with here will be pretty important. So what is he going to want to come in with to face the Iron Thorns? We are going to get a Dragon Dance off, which is going to be something, and we do have the booster energy activated for that attack increase as well. So we'll see what he wants to come in with here to face the Iron Thorns. What is it going to be? He does have a lot of potential switches here. Okay, so it is going to be the Empoleon. Okay, so Empoleon's in. We go for the Dragon Dance, get that attack and speed increase, which is going to obviously be beneficial for us. Now, the question is, at this point, do we Terra? Because I kind of don't feel like we should Terra at this point in time. I feel like we definitely take this thing out with an Earthquake. Now, the only question is, could this thing be Focus Sash? I kind of don't feel like it is. He could also Terra himself. But you know what? I think we're just going to... We don't want to miss the Supercell Slam, and I think Earthquake's definitely enough to take him out from this range, unless he's, well, he could be defensive. How do we want to handle this? I guess we could just hope we don't miss the Supercell Slam. That's another possibility. Or hope he doesn't double switch us. Let's Earthquake. I feel like it takes him out. So he is going to Terra. So what does he Terra into with the Empoleon? We could have Terra'd. What does he do with his Terra here? He's Terra Grass. That's really unfortunate. So that is very unfortunate. So he goes Terra Grass. We could have Terra'd, but that's okay. So we're going to get an Earthquake on this thing. It's not going to KO because it's resisted. Yeah, not even close, obviously, even despite the boosts. He's going to go for Surf. I don't think we take that. No, we don't take that. So unfortunately, Terra really saved him there, and there's not much we can do about that. So we lose. He does get some HP back with the leftovers. So we lose the Iron Thorns, and we go down to 4. So we're definitely in a bad way in this game early. The only positive thing about this situation is we have forced him to Terra. So I think... How do we want to play this? How do we want to play this? I feel like we go into Incineroar. I feel like that's our play. So we'll come in with Incineroar, and we will get the Intimidate to cut his attack. Doesn't really matter because he's special. That's actually going to trip his competitive to increase his special attack. Yeah, so that's not good. But I feel like we outspeed this thing. So now with the competitive, you know what? Let's just Fake Out. We'll see. We'll Fake Out for chip damage and see what he wants to do. He might want to stay in now, thanks to that competitive boost. So we'll go for the Fake Out and see what he wants to do. But yeah, that's definitely not good. He does stay in. So we get the Fake Out. Doesn't do much of anything, actually, but we do get the Flinch, obviously. And then he is going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So I think we just have to hope that we outspeed this thing. I think that's our play. because we don't really have a switch to Empoleon. So yeah, I guess we just Flare Blitz and hope that we outspeed him. That's all we can do. He does outspeed us, so he might actually be speed invested, and that takes us out. So yeah, so this is... Oh, he gets a crit. He gets a crit. That's really unfortunate. So yeah, that knocks us down to 3, and he gets leftovers. Yeah, this is going real bad for us. Yeah, this is going real bad for us. I guess we just have no answers to Empoleon. I guess that's just what this is we have no answers to Empoleon on this team. Well, I guess we're coming in with the Hisuian Decidueye, and we're going to click Brave Bird. That's all we do here in this situation. He probably just switches, but yeah, there's not much. No, he actually outspeeds it. He outspeeds everything somehow, but we actually survive. We go for a Brave Bird, and that leaves him with 1 HP somehow. Doesn't take him out. I don't know what... I don't know what this Empoleon set is, ladies and gentlemen, to be completely honest with you, because it outspeeds everything and survives an attack, so that's quite unfortunate. But we die to the recoil and go down to 2, get some leftovers recovery. But it's pretty much a moot point at this point, because we just, unfortunately, we're just outclassed on paper on this one, and there's just nothing we can do. So we're going to come in with our Indeedee. We're going to get a Psychic Surge. Doesn't really matter what we do, quite honestly, here. So in case he decides to switch, we're just going to Shadow Ball. We are Choice Scarf, so we outspeed him, so that's something. But we're just going to Shadow Ball the Empoleon to take it out and knock him down to 5. But at this point in time, there is really pretty much nothing we can do. So yeah, there's this is not going to be a very good one, unfortunately, as we're just wholly outclassed on paper in this one. And yeah, so he's going to go ahead and come in with the Serena. And so yeah, we are choice locked into Shadow Ball at this point. So I guess all we can really do is just switch into Milotic. That's really our only play. So that's in fact what we're going to do. And so there it is. And he is just going to U-turn, which is not going to do too much damage to us, but it is going to chip us down. And then he is going to get the pivot out, of course. And so we'll see what he wants to come in with here in response. It is going to be the Zapdos. So that thing comes in, and so we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers, which is nice. And the only thing we can really do at this point is try to make it as close as we can. I don't see us winning this game at this point. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and just Terrasilize into a Dragon type to lose our electric weakness, and we're going to hit this thing with an Ice Beam. That's pretty much all we can do. So yeah, that's what we're going to do, and we'll just have to see what happens here, as there is the Terra, and we are, of course, Terra Dragon on the Milotic. So there it is. And he, of course, outspeeds us, goes for the Thunderbolt. Doesn't do too much damage to us, which is nice. We do get the Ice Beam in return with max special attack. Does 50%, which is some pretty solid damage there. And then we do get some HP back with the leftovers, which is something. And so, yeah, I'm not sure what he's going to want to do here. He very well could switch. He has plenty of switches. I feel like he could switch here. It's possible. I don't feel like he's going to have an attack. I mean, I guess he could have a flying attack to hit us with if he wants to go for the Hurricane and hope not to miss. But based on that damage output, does a Scald or a Dragon Pulse take him out from this range? I don't know. But we're just going to Dragon Pulse anyway and see what happens. He does go for the Hurricane. He does actually miss, so we do get a little bit of RNG back there. We go for the Dragon Pulse. It is Terra boosted. Can it take the Zapdos down from that range? No, unfortunately, it is not enough. Not enough to take the Zapdos down, so that sucks. We could have gone Ice Beam, but it is what it is. We do get some HP back with the leftovers, which is something. And yeah, we definitely know another Dragon Pulse takes him from this range, so we're just going to go for it. He does go for the Hurricane. He does connect. Does a sizable amount of damage to us, but we do survive. We go for the next Dragon Pulse here. that will definitely be enough from that range to take the Zapdos down, knocking him down to 4 Pokemon. So we're trying to close the gap as best we can here. But yeah, it's definitely still in a rough spot. So we get some HP back with the leftovers, which is nice. And Psychic Terrain is going to go away. So we'll see what he wants to come in with now. It is going to be the Mamoswine. So that thing comes in. And yeah, unfortunately, there's not much we can do here. This thing will probably outspeed us and take us with an Ice attack. We can't really switch in DD because it's too frail to take an attack. We could try to recover, but there's really no point. So I guess the only thing we can really do here is just click Scald. So that's what we're going to do. As he does outspeed, there's the Icicle Spear. Gets the crit on the first hit. Probably doesn't matter because he gets the second hit. And if he's loaded dice, which he probably is, I don't think the crit would have mattered. So the Melodic goes down, and we go down to just one Pokemon there. And yeah, things are not looking good. So our last Pokemon is going to be the Indeedee. It is Choice Scarf, which means it will outspeed. Now, we do get the Psychic Surge to activate the Psychic Terrain, which is something. Now, the unfortunate part about this is that because we are Scarf, we have to lock into something, and unfortunately, he still has a Psychic Immunity waiting in the wings in the form of the Scrafty. So the only thing we could lock into to ensure that we KO this Mamoswine is going to be something that's not going to hit one of his other Pokemon. So yeah, I guess we could. I mean, we can't lock into. Actually, we can't lock into Terra Blast either because he's got the normal immunity with the Chandelure. So we're just kind of screwed no matter what way you cut it. But you know what? Let's just Expanding Force because why not? We'll see if we can get one more KO here. As he actually does go for the switch, so not even going to get the next KO, unfortunately. So he is surely going to switch in the Scrafty. Yep, there it is. And obviously Expanding Force not going to touch this thing, and now we are dead in the water because, unfortunately, we are locked into Expanding Force, so that's all we can do is just keep clicking Expanding Force until we die, which probably won't be long because he does indeed go for the knockoff, and we surely cannot take one of those. Gets a crit. Don't think that mattered. Definitely didn't matter, actually. Going to knock out the Indeedee, and that is going to be game. So we are going to lose that one 4-0 to Al. Unfortunately, not a very good game, sorry to say. A little bit of hacks, but I think it was mostly just a pretty abysmal match on paper for us. Just kind of outclassed, outgunned on paper there, and in the hands of a strong opponent, unfortunately, not much we can do. We could do. I feel like I could have played a little better, honestly, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Definitely not our finest hour, but that is the way Pokemon goes sometimes. But that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.